It's Friday, March 4th, and this is your coffee break on the HAN Network. I'm Kate Czaplinski with the latest news around southwestern Connecticut. Rob Adams joins us later at the sports desk and has some highlights from an exciting boys basketball championship game last night. He'll also take a look at the forecast. Donald Ang will take a look back on this day in history later in the show. But first, a man was hospitalized after a pickup truck rolled over on Barlow Road in Fairfield shortly before 7 in the morning this morning. Firefighters found a Toyota Tacoma 4x4 resting on the driver's side atop a stone wall near the intersection of Barlow Road and Barlow Place. The 57-year-old driver was trapped inside. He was the lone occupant. Firefighters stabilized the truck and provided emergency care to the driver, then used hydraulic and electric power tools to remove the rood and free the victim. Barlow Road, which runs alongside Fairfield University and into Fairfield Ludlow High School, was closed for about an hour by Fairfield Police. Assistant Fire Chief George Gomola said that Fairfield Police, Fire, and AMR paramedics worked together to safely and efficiently extricate the driver and provide the medical care that was needed. That driver was taken to a local hospital. And in other news today, the Shelton High boys basketball team has decided to forego playing in the state tournament. Although the exact reasons are still unknown, the team has been grieving the loss of 17-year-old Ed Conklin, a senior player who died in a car accident on Sunday. The Gales were scheduled to visit Crosby on Tuesday, but instead notified the Connecticut Interscholastic Athletic Conference that they were forfeiting the Class LL first-round matchup. Conklin was killed in a rollover crash early Sunday morning on Bridgeport Avenue between Crown Point Plaza and Long Hill Cross Roads. Police are still investigating that crash. A memorial has been set up at the spot where the accident occurred. And daily phone scam attempts targeting residents of Darien and surrounding towns continue to occur at an alarming rate. Yesterday morning, a town resident and parent of a Darien High student unfortunately became the target of a kidnapping scam, one that the police department hears about regularly. Although law enforcement agencies around the country feel that these incidents have been originating outside of the U.S. for the past few years, the Darien Police Department investigates each occurrence. The department has issued numerous advisories in the past. However, in some instances, the warnings go unnoticed. Yesterday's incident involved an unsuspecting parent who was not aware that this type of scam occurs in the area every day. The scenario provided by police explained how that kind of scam can unfold. The department is offering some tips to avoid similar scares, including memorizing or keeping a written list of family cell phone numbers that they can easily access if your cell phone is in use. Also, not providing family information over the telephone. Simply responding to a simple question like, "Do you have a daughter?" can trigger a kidnapping scam. Police say you should also attempt to identify the location of the caller as well as the family member that has purportedly been kidnapped. The scammer may be unfamiliar with the local area. They also say people should ask specific questions to assess the validity of the call. Asking the hostage to describe your family member may prompt the caller to stop the scam and hang up. And most of all, police say do not panic. The scam feeds on fear. By remaining calm and rational, you may be able to figure out that the call is a hoax. But there's a lot more information on that at DarienTimes.com. And in Milford, 18-year-old Mark Anthony Ortiz of Seaside Avenue was arrested this week for allegedly striking a person with a baseball bat during a fight at Eisenhower Park. According to a police report on February 27th, police responded to Eisenhower Park on a report of a fight. All parties had left the scene prior to police arrival, but a short time later, a victim arrived at a local hospital with a head injury. An investigation led to a warrant being issued for Ortiz, who is accused of striking the victim with a bat. Ortiz was charged with assault and breach of peace. His bond was set at $75,000, and he was scheduled to appear in court on March 1st. And in Trumbull, a Daniels Farm Road man was arrested for carrying a weapon without a permit and having a weapon in a motor vehicle on Old Town Road after 1 in the morning on Wednesday. Police said 40-year-old Michael Cummings was originally stopped for driving without a front license plate on Old Town Road near Route 127. According to a report, Trumbull police found that Cummings was also driving an unregistered and uninsured vehicle, and he was issued a ticket for those charges, and after learning his vehicle was being towed, he decided to walk home. Trumbull Police Lieutenant Leonard Cinto said that when officers conducted an inventory search of the vehicle before it was towed from the scene, they found a loaded .32 caliber revolver in the center console. They said Cummings was located minutes later walking on Old Town Road, where he was taken into custody. He was released after posting a $1,500 bond. And according to the Associated Press, a Stratford man has been found guilty of murder in the 2014 shooting death of a man in Hamden. Nicholas Papaantonio was convicted in New Haven on Thursday of felony murder, first-degree burglary, and criminal possession of a firearm in the October 2014 killing of 56-year-old Larry Dildy. Police say co-defendant William Cowdermash told them he drove the 39-year-old Papaantonio to Dildy's house to break in and steal money. Police said that Cowdermash told them that Papaantonio said he got into a fight with Dildy and shot him. Cowdermash pleaded guilty to charges as part of a plea deal with prosecutors. He's awaiting sentencing. Papaantonio faces up to 90 years in prison when he's sentenced on May 26th. But we're going to switch gears now and throw it over to Rob Adams for a look at the forecast. Rob?
All right, Kate, thanks very much. Good morning, everyone. We have a chance of snow today before 4, but a cloudy day otherwise, and then gradually becoming mostly sunny. Now, I'm getting a little hint of sunshine outside right now, but there are still snowflakes falling. High near 36. Now, the wind chill is expected to be between 20 and 30, and the wind out of the northeast might gust as high as 23 miles per hour. Tonight, mostly clear, low 22, with a north wind from 6 to 11 becoming light after midnight, and again, that wind could gust as high as 23. To Saturday, increasing clouds, high near 39, and wind chill values again hovering in the 20s. To Saturday night, chance of snow mainly after midnight, cloudy night, low 29. Sunday, slight chance of snow before noon, but not talking any accumulation, so hopefully, fingers crossed, not a big deal. Gradually, we will clear and have a high near 40. Sunday night, low 29, a partly cloudy night. To Monday, mostly sunny, high 50. Tuesday, sunny, a high near 58. Wednesday, AJ, Joe, and I are getting our gloves out and having a catch baseball, high 63 degrees. Love it. Thursday will be 60 as well. Greenwich, you have 30 degrees. Trumbull, you have 28 degrees. And right here in Shelton, Kate, it is 25 degrees.
All right. Thanks so much, Rob. We're going to take a break. When we come back, Donald Eng takes a look back on this day in history. Rob has a sports update, and we have some more headlines coming up after this.
Darien Sport Shop is a unique store because it's a family store. A busy mom can come in with kids in tow and find everything she needs for them, and even find a dress for herself for Saturday night. And if she's in a rush, she can simply go home and order it from us that night. We'll deliver it the next day. The Darien Sport Shop. We're pretty on the outside and amazing on the inside. Conveniently located with free and easy parking at 1127 Post Road, Darien, Connecticut. Or shop us online at dariensport.com.
Walter Stewart's Market in New Canaan is your time-saving local shopping destination for the best of spring. Find many of your favorite products, from great specials on everyday items to the freshest organic produce, artisanal cheeses, and grass-fed steaks. Drop off your knives to be sharpened, grab a beautiful bouquet of spring flowers, and stop in next door for a wine tasting. Plus, their personable staff is always ready to lend a helping hand. So stop in to Walter Stewart's Market, 229 Elm Street today, or shop online at stewartsmarket.com.
Had a sports injury that needs immediate care? Coastal Ortho Express Urgent Care gives you direct access to an orthopedic specialist quickly. Their highly trained orthopedic professionals expertly treat you without an appointment. Skiing, snowboard, or sports accident, sprain or fracture, Coastal Ortho Express can help. Coastal Ortho Express Urgent Care open Monday through Saturday in the iPark building at 761 Main Avenue in Norwalk. Call 203-845-2070 or coastalorthoexpress.com. Find them on Facebook at Coastal Ortho CT.
What's happening up in Hartford and what's trending in the Nutmeg State?
Join Kate Czaplinski
And Josh Fisher
on CT Pulse live Wednesdays at 12:30 to find out.
We talk to the leaders and newsmakers while breaking down the stories you should be paying attention to each week.
With the help of HAN's editorial cartoonist Doug Smith, we take a humorous look at the news of the week. We talk about everything you were told you should avoid bringing up in polite company.
CT Pulse, Wednesdays at 12:30 on the HAN Network.
The 2016 FCAC playoffs are coming to the HAN Network. We'll have all of the big games beginning February 23rd on the court on the ice. And we'll have it all live and streaming HD. This is your home for the 2016 FCAC Winter Championships. The HAN Network.
We're back on this Friday, March 4th edition of your coffee break on the HAN Network. I'm Kate Czaplinski, and it's time to throw it to Donald Ng's look back on this date in history. Check it out.
A president reassures a jittery nation. But first we go to 1789. In New York City, the first Congress meets, putting the U.S. Constitution into effect. The Bill of Rights is written and proposed on that day. Federalist representatives were quick to attack the bill, fearing that any move to amend the new Constitution so soon after its implementation would create an appearance of instability. Eventually, Congress did approve 12 amendments, though the states only ratified the first 10. To 1918, the USS Cyclops departs Barbados and is never seen again, presumably lost at sea with all hands in the Bermuda Triangle. Nothing was ever found of the ship, its cargo, or the 306 men on board. In 1998, the case Oncale versus Sundowner Offshore Services. The Supreme Court rules that federal laws banning on-the-job sexual harassment also apply when both parties are the same sex. This was in response to an offshore oil rig worker who was subject to violent hazing, including threats of sexual assault from coworkers that management had ignored. And now we go to 1933 for this.
It is preeminently the time to speak the truth frankly and boldly. Nor need we shrink from honestly facing conditions in our country today. This great nation will endure as it has endured, will revive and will prosper. So first of all, let me assert my firm belief that the only thing we have to fear is fear itself. Nameless, unreasoning, unjustified terror, which paralyzes needed effort to convert retreat into advance.
That was President Franklin Roosevelt giving his 1933 inaugural speech in which he said we have nothing to fear but fear itself. Roosevelt's point was that the culture of fear paralyzing the country during the Depression, by having Americans act out of fear, they were actually prolonging and worsening the Depression. In fact, the fear of the Depression making the Depression worse. That is your look back in history, and I am Donald Ng.
Thanks so much to Don. It's now time to throw it over to Rob with a Nutmeg Sports Update. Rob?
Thank you, Kate. It was a spirited night at Fairfield Ward High School for the FCAC Boys Basketball Championship as top-seeded Danbury and 6th-ranked West Hill met for the title. The Vikings looked for their second straight championship, while the Hatters were seeking their first FCAC title since 1992. Let's take a look at the highlights from last night.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Fairfield Ward High School, and it's the 2016 FCAC Boys Basketball Championship on the HAN Network. With Chris Kalin, we'll have Dan Gardella walking the sideline. I'm Rob Adams. The fans walking by as we get ready for this championship basketball game, and it's the Danbury Hatters, the top seed in the conference, taking on the number 6 West Hill Vikings. Brought up by Tyron McCray. McCray, the 5'8 senior, goes right sideline, Judah James. James lobs it across. McCray, a wide open 3. That is good off glass.
Oh, the point guard off the window.
The bank is open. It's a 5-2 game. Al puts it behind his back. He's got it up top, fights through the double team, left side of the lane, puts it in.
Tremendous job by Rowley. Comes out, Marcus Fox comes out to try to help with the double team, and it's just the quickness on Powell's part to get to the Rowell's part to get to the front.
Travel will turn it over by Crandall Cato. 12-10 the score. So far, West Hill has had the lead twice. Brings it back up top. Goes over to Nesbitt. Into the corner, Judah James. James, the pull up from 15. Rattles, and yes! Tie game, third tie of the night, 12-12.
Hesitation on the three-pointer.
Now the turnover, here's August. August alone lays it in. And a timeout. 16-14. West Hill on top. Cover off the McCray miss. This goes to Alexander, reverses and lays it home, and a timeout. A 10-point lead, 26-16. James, left wing, foul line extended, now drives, gives off. James, yes, Titus James, yes sir.
The big man, Titus James, keeping Danbury in this game.
We're down to 5 to go in the first half. James spins with 3. James can't hit the 3, and the first half will come to an end with the West Hill Vikings holding a 38-23 halftime lead. At 15, it is the largest of the evening. Backed all the way out by McCray. Left side, deep 3. Oh, that's good! Scott Nesbitt, first 3 of the night for the Hatters.
If you're West Hill, that's not what you want. You don't want Nesbitt heating up.
Gets it right back out, left wing, foul line extended, driving to the elbow, back out, Scott Nesbitt, right wing, 3, good.
Oh no, Scotty Nesbitt heating up.
Nesbitt has 11, 44-34. 5.5 to go, fourth quarter, 3-point game.
Big rebound for Rao there.
To the near sideline. Up top, Rao. Rao drives to the blocks. Rao off glass. Rebounded with 12. They'll start calling off the Dogs. And for the second year in a row, with 7 to go, the West Hill Vikings are going to be the 2016 FCAC champions.
The euphoria at Fairfield Ward for the Vikings. West Hill senior guard Parrish Rao scored 21 points and went 8 for 8 from the stripe in the fourth quarter as the Vikings pulled away for the 72-61 win. Rao was named the tournament most valuable player. Tyrell Alexander also scored 21 for West Hill. They were coached by assistant coach Roberto Nieves with head coach Howard White sitting on the bench. Coach White has taken a reduced role for now due to a medical condition. Seemed to be okay when we saw him last night, but did take that reduced role. The Vikings built a 15-point lead, as you heard, at the half, and the Hatters closed it to 1 early in the fourth. Danbury was led by Scott Nesbitt with 17 points. Again, congratulations to the West Hill Vikings and some great shots from Dave Stewart. Also, Harding wins the CSC title, topping Abbott Tech 111-91. Notre Dame of Fairfield wins the SWC 76-64 over Immaculate. Mike Suppy reports in the Shelton Herald that the CIAC has reported a forfeit victory awarded to Crosby High of Waterbury in its Class AA All-Boys Basketball State Tournament matchup with Shelton High School. The number 25 seeded Gales were scheduled to travel to 8th seeded Crosby for a first-round game on Tuesday at 7. Crosby will host either number 9 Kennedy or number 24 Cheshire on March 10th. As Kate reported earlier, the motive for the forfeit is unconfirmed, though the team is mourning the death of senior center Ed Conklin. In the second round of the Class AA Girls Basketball State Tournament, Stanford jumped out to a 12-2 run and coasted from there, ending the Ridgefield Tigers season with a 65-32 victory. Tiana England, 30 points for the Black Knights. They are now 22-2 on the year. The Tigers end at 17-7. Delaware-bound senior Rebecca Lawrence had 17 for the Tigers. The Knights will next play Norwich Free Academy in the quarterfinals. The Wildcats topped Wilton 41-34. The defending state champion Warriors end their season under first-year head coach Rob Colony at 12-11. Caroline Benneville had 18 points as Greenwich knocked off Southington 56-52. The Cardinals now prepare for either Fairfield Ward or Fairfield Ludlow in the quarters. Also, South Windsor knocked off Trumbull 36-29. Other scores from Class L, Shelton loses. They drop to Mercy 66-28. E.O. Smith and Glastonbury both win. Class M second round, Notre Dame of Fairfield over North Branford 70-51. Weston fell to Holy Cross 59-44, while Cromwell, Morgan, East Hampton, Enfield, Rocky Hill with an overtime victory, and Immaculate all get wins. In boys hockey, Greenwich and St. Joseph meet tomorrow for the FCAC Championship at Terry Connors Rink in Stamford. We will have the coverage beginning just before 3 o'clock, all right here in high definition. Really excited for that one down in Stamford. On tonight's schedule in boys basketball, a qualifying round, in Class L. It's Massac at Brantford. From Class L second round, we mentioned Ludlow at Ward in girls basketball. And from boys hockey, the SCC SWC D3 final at the Bennett Rink matches number 4 Brookfield Bethel Danbury out of the FCAC versus number 2 New Fairfield Immaculate. That's at 8:15 earlier in the evening. It'll be the Division I final in SCC SWC. Fairfield Prep takes on Notre Dame of West Haven. But a big hockey day tomorrow. Excited for that one. Greenwich and St. Joseph down in Stamford at 3 o'clock. But that's it for now with sports. I'm Rob Adams. Kate, back to you.
All right. Thanks so much, Rob. Well, getting back to a little more news today, New Canaan Town Council Chairman Bill Walbert was told by the Connecticut Department of Energy and Environmental Protection on March 3rd that a town has no authority to prohibit trapping on private property and also cannot ban a particular type of trapping. The council leader was following up on those questions after New Canaan citizens expressed dismay over a Briscoe Road resident using a steel leg hold traps on his property to capture animals such as coyotes. The issue was brought to the town council in the past couple of months by member John Engel. Neighbors of the Briscoe Road resident provided a photograph of a fox trapped by the leg in a steel trap on that property in January, and they complained to the media and local town leaders about what they consider the cruel and inhumane nature of the trapping. A question posed to the council was about possibly creating a local ordinance to prohibit the use of leg hold traps. Connecticut state law allows the use of steel leg hold traps on private property during designated seasons. After speaking with Chris Vann of the Connecticut DEP, Walbert has concluded that because steel leg hold trapping is legal in the state, one cannot prohibit it on private property. He said, however, he is willing to help arrange for some kind of an educational presentation on wildlife management. And Owen Tanzer of Weston has been nominated for a Young Artist Award for his performance in the NBC miniseries The Slap. Winners will be announced on Sunday, March 13th from Los Angeles. Owen will also be a presenter at the ceremony. Owen, a Weston student and actor, was nominated in the category Best Performance in a TV Movie, Miniseries, Special, or Pilot. The award ceremony will be aired March 20th on a local PBS station in California and later televised nationally. The Young Artist Award are presented by the Young Artist Foundation, a nonprofit organization that awards scholarships to young people in the entertainment industry. And the Wilton Chamber of Commerce's annual Spring Restaurant Week kicks off on March 7th. From then until March 13th, participating dining establishments in Wilton and Georgetown will be offering special culinary selections, prefix menus, and promotional one-week-only pricing. Special menus for the participating restaurants may be viewed at wiltonchamber.com and at connecticutrestaurantweek.com. You can also try checking the individual restaurants' web pages as well. But we're going to step out for another break now. When we come back, we're going to recap some of the top stories we're following on your coffee break today.
I really wanted something that felt like a home. Coming from a big house, I wanted the feel of a home as opposed to a condo. The construction is incredible, whether it's the floors, the fireplace, the moldings, the lighting. It's as peaceful as my home was in the middle of the woods. It feels like a house. It does not feel like a condo or a townhome. I feel like I'm in my house.
Are you hoping winter is finally in our rearview mirror? Can't wait for the air and water temperatures to start rising? Well, if the answer is yes, you need to get over to Darien or Westport and stop by the Dock Shop, where it's always summer. Both shops are being stocked with lots of new merchandise, including fishing tackle, marine electronics, boating supplies, and more. But remember, the Dock Shop isn't your average tackle shop. At the Dock Shop, you'll also find the finest selection of nautical apparel, jewelry, home decor, and gifts in New England. Boater, beach bum, fisherman, or simply love the New England coast, this is a unique place to shop. The Dock Shop, 51 Tokenique Road, Darien, and 609 Riverside Avenue, Westport. Online at dockshop.com.
Find over 1,000 special stories at Hospital for Special Surgery. Go to hss.edu/backinthegame.
I was jogging 5 months after my cartilage tear.
Skiing a year after hip surgery.
and playing grandma 4 weeks after hip replacement.
One special hospital, 1,000 special stories. See Connecticut patients at hss.edu/CT.
When it comes to local entertainment, we've got it all.
From movies, local artists, etiquette, and more.
Watch HAN Arts and Leisure every Thursday at 2 on the HAN Network.
I'm Denise DiGregoli, the host of The Drive on the HAN Network. Join me Tuesdays for some motivational, intelligent talk with a little humor as we visit with people who live their lives mindfully. Tune in to The Drive live on Tuesdays, 12:30, here on the HAN Network.
I'm John Kovach. I'm a newspaper editor. I'm a high school football coach. I'm a television presenter. And I want you to love fishing as much as I do. Tune in to Yankee Fisherman, Thursdays at 1 on the HAN Network. It's like going to the tackle shop without leaving your office. I'm John.
We're back on this Friday edition of your coffee break on the HAN Network, recapping some of the top stories we're following today, including that a man was hospitalized after a pickup truck rolled over on Barlow Road in Fairfield shortly before 7 a.m. this morning. Firefighters found a Toyota Tacoma 4x4 resting on the driver's side atop a stone wall near the intersection of Barlow Road and Barlow Place. The 57-year-old driver was trapped inside, and he was the lone occupant. Firefighters stabilized the truck and provided emergency care to the driver, then used hydraulic tools and electric power tools to remove the roof and free the victim. Barlow Road, which runs alongside Fairfield University and into Fairfield Ludlow High School, was closed for about an hour by Fairfield police. The driver was taken to a local hospital for treatment. And in other news today, daily phone scams attempting to target residents of Darien and surrounding towns continue to occur at an alarming rate. Yesterday morning, a Darien resident and parent of a high school student unfortunately became the target of a kidnapping scam, one that the police department hears about regularly. Although law enforcement agencies around the country feel that these incidents have been originating outside of the U.S. for the past few years, the Darien Department investigates each occurrence, and they've issued numerous advisories in the past. However, some warnings go unnoticed. Yesterday's incident involved an unsuspecting parent who was not aware of this type of scam in the area. The Darien police offered a few tips to avoid being a victim of this kind of crime. They said do not provide any family information over the phone. Simply responding to a question like, "Do you have a daughter?" can trigger this type of scam. They also encourage everyone to ask specific questions to assess the validity of the call. Asking the hostage to describe your family member may prompt the caller to hang up. And of course, do not panic. This scam feeds on fear. By remaining calm and rational, you may be able to figure out that the call is a hoax. But there's a lot more great information on that at DarienTimes.com. And in Milford, 18-year-old Mark Anthony Ortiz of Seaside Avenue was arrested this week for allegedly striking a person with a baseball bat during a fight at Eisenhower Park. According to a police report on February 27th, police responded to Eisenhower Park on a report of a fight. All the parties had left the scene prior to police arrival, but a short time later, a victim arrived at a local hospital with a head injury. An investigation led to a warrant being issued for Ortiz, who was accused of striking the victim with a baseball bat. He was charged with assault and breach of peace and appeared in court on March 1st. And in Trumbull, a Daniels Farm Road resident was arrested for carrying a weapon without a permit and having a weapon in his motor vehicle after he was stopped on Old Town Road shortly after 1 a.m. on Wednesday. Police said that 40-year-old Michael Cummings was originally stopped for driving without a front license plate. Trumbull police found that Cummings was also driving an unregistered and uninsured vehicle, and he was issued an infraction for those charges, and after learning that his vehicle was being towed, decided to walk home. However, upon a search of the vehicle, police found a loaded .32 caliber revolver in the center console. He was located minutes later on Old Town Road and was taken into custody. Well, we're going to throw it back over to Rob Adams for one final look at the forecast. Rob?
All right, Kate, thank you. I mentioned a hint of sun. That has kind of faded outside. However, the snow has stopped at this point, but there's still a chance of snow before 4 this afternoon, a cloudy day, then becoming gradually mostly sunny and a high near 36. Wind chills are going to hover between 20 and 30. The wind will be out of the northeast and it will gust as high as 23. Keep that in mind. Tonight, mostly clear, low 22. Gusts again as high as 23. Saturday, increasing clouds, high 39. Wind chill values between 20 and 30. Wind, not a problem. The Saturday night, it's a chance of snow, but really, it's only a 30% chance of snow, and that'll roll into the overnight hours, even into Sunday morning, but no accumulations expected. Low 29 Saturday night. Sunday, high near 40, so we're getting there. We're in pretty good shape. Sunday night, partly cloudy, low 29. 50 under sunny skies on Monday. Tuesday, sunny and 58. I'm just smiling. Wednesday, 63 and partly sunny. And even Thursday, I'll roll you a 60 as well. Greenwich, you have 31 degrees right now. Trumbull sitting at 28. Shelton, 26 degrees. Kate, see you tomorrow for hockey.
All right, that's right. Be sure not to miss the HAN Network's coverage of the FCAC Boys Ice Hockey Championship. That starts tomorrow just before 3 o'clock. And of course, your coffee break will be back Monday at 11. We'll see you then.